Oh, I had it on mute. I'm so sorry there. All right. Welcome to Donna Just Being Real. My channel is all about dating, love, relationships, and toxic relationship advice channel. All right, so we're going to get back into this one. And today we're basically doing Satan's daughter, Letecia Stauch's stepmom murder trial recap clips of week 2. So I'm going to show a couple little clips of things that happened on the second week. So we're going to be going into the third week, so now we're just doing the second week. So we're just going to show a couple of clips here, and I've seen some of this stuff but haven't seen all, so I'm kind of like watching with y'all. So make sure you hit the like button, share your thoughts and opinions in the comment section, also subscribe to the channel, and if you need to reach out to me, please feel free to look inside the description so you can find my email address, and then we can go from there. If you have a viewer's request, or if you need to just get a hold of me, or if you need any coaching and dating, love, relationship, feel free to contact me. All right, so we got Michael just popped up in here. Aloha. Oh, hugs and kisses to you from Hawaii. Hawaii in the house. And Britt just probably hit Miss Donna. Hey girl, haven't been on a live since there. Yeah, I missed you. All right, but good to see you here. So we're gonna do some recaps. All right, so you've been following this trial too? Let me know. All right, so I'm going to show some clips here. Now, this first clip that I'm going to show, ladies and gentlemen, this one here, accused child killer, Letecia Stauch, calls fake polygraph test website. I didn't even know that you could do stuff like this. This is crazy. This is insane. All right, so we're going to play this clip, but I'm going to let you know I'm going to have it on a faster speed. Right, and what you could do, the speed I'm going to put on is 1.25, and what you could do on your end, if it's too fast for you to get it, you can slow it down on your end. All right, but make sure you hit that like. Now let's get into the first clip. All right, this one here again, accused child killer Letecia Stauch, I call her Satan's daughter, calls for fake polygraph test website. This woman is pure evil. The devil's daughter, ladies and gentlemen. The devil's daughter. Let's get it.
And how can I help?
Hi, yes. I didn't get any confirmation about my test I paid for.
And so just for reference sake, before we get too deep into the phone call, sounds like there's two voices.
That's correct.
Do you recognize one of the voices?
I do.
Is it the female voice?
Yes.
And whose voice is that?
That's the defendant's voice.
Okay, go ahead. Thank you, Angela.
Okay, can I have your name, please? I can check if we've got the order here.
Yes. Tisha, last name is Stauch, Stagch.
Okay, give me one moment, please. Let me have a little look. Okay, yeah, perfect. I can see that we've received that, and we have actually sent the test. Have you not received that yet?
Have what now?
We have already sent the results to your email account.
I don't have them.
Okay.
Listen, there's a good chance somebody's trying to hack your website right now. You gotta make sure.
Okay, let me try resending that, and if you don't receive it, give us a call back.
Okay. All right. Thank you.
Thank you, now. Bye-bye.
So Special Agent Cohen, the phone number that at the very beginning, let me back up. There you can hear ringing. Does that indicate that this is a phone call that was initiated by the defendant to a particular place?
That's correct.
Were you able to investigate and determine who it was that she was calling?
I was.
What was the phone number that she was calling?
Objection foundation would be. Mr. Allen.
I can lay some foundation, Judge. When a wiretap is obtained, does it record both the outgoing and receiving phone numbers?
As part of the overall wiretap in this investigation, we also installed something called a pen register trap and trace device. That particular device will record both the outgoing or incoming phone number from the subject telephone.
And so does that mean that the receiving phone, the person that is being dialed, or the place that the originator is dialing, would be caught in this trap and trace?
That's correct. It's identified as either an outgoing or incoming phone call, and we have the telephone numbers on both ends of that conversation.
And then were you able to look up that particular phone number that was dialed for this call and see it being associated with a particular web page?
Yes, I was.
What web page was that?
Fakepolygraph.com.
Okay. And is that what all of these phone calls are in relation to, is calls originated by the defendant to a purportedly fakepolygraph.com webpage?
That's correct.
Okay, let's jump into 689 and permission to publish 689, Judge.
You may go ahead.
May I help?
Hi, yes, I was just talking to you. Is there a way you confirm where you sent those? Because I still didn't get them.
Yeah, so I'm just going to get that resent for you. So if you wait for the next sort of 10, 15 minutes and let me know if you haven't received it by then.
I'm saying, can you check the email, because I just want to make sure.
Okay, yeah, give me a moment. Spelled TECIALYNN2006
Okay. Okay, cool. So you said
Okay.
that's 10 to 15 minutes.
Correct.
Okay, thank you. Have a good day.
In that particular phone call, did it sound like there was an email address that was confirmed to the defendant?
Yes,
What was that email address?
it was Tisha Lynn at 2000. I can't remember the exact address, but it was an address that we knew to be associated to the defendant.
Okay, and that's what sounds like an England English speaking person relayed, and then the defendant acknowledged that as being the correct email address.
That's correct.
Okay, and then 690, permission to publish.
You may go ahead.
Go for Grubhub.
Hello, how can I help?
Hi, yes, I'm calling again. I still didn't get that email.
Okay, can I ask your name, please?
It's last name Stauch Stepmom.
Ah, right, yes, perfect. I can see here.
You told me 10, 15 minutes, and you said it again. I still don't have it.
Yeah, no, unfortunately, it's actually been blocked by management, this order, due to the content of the questions, so we're not going to be able to send this report.
Okay, so do I get my money back?
Unfortunately, not on this case, no. Obviously, true to our terms and conditions, it does clearly state that any sort of illegal activities or anything like that, obviously the management do reserve the right not to send the report. Obviously, we do incur processing fees, so that's why a refund wouldn't be due.
Okay, so what do you do now? Just delete it and go on about life and some money?
Yes, we would do indeed.
I got you.
Okay,
Thank
thank
you.
you. Now, bye-bye.
In that particular call, is it essentially being communicated that a polygraph result is not going to be provided because it's associated with illegal activity?
Sustained on second grounds, jury can make their own determination.
Okay, and then permission to publish 691.
You may go ahead.
Hi, how can I help?
Hi, did it hang up?
Oh, yeah, sorry, I can hear you now. How can I help you?
Okay. I talked to you earlier and you said that the request I did was blocked or something, but I looked on the terms and conditions and it says you can say things about like infidelity and stuff like that. So I'm not sure how that was blocked.
Say that again, sorry. You can or can't?
No, okay, so I did a report earlier and you said you would send it to me. Then when I called back, you said it was blocked, that I wasn't allowed to get the report. But then I clicked the terms and conditions and it says you can do questions about infidelity and stuff like that.
Yes, infidelity you can, correct.
Right, and that's what I did.
Your report was about infidelity, was it?
What did you say?
So you're saying your report was about infidelity?
Yeah, like I put questions in for it and you had to put like answers. And you said something about it being blocked.
Yes, yeah, so what were your questions?
So it was about during the time that we were away inside of in another state that I talked to, and I gave the person's individual's name, Ortega. That was one of them. Then it said, "Are your eyes blue?" And I did a couple of the questions that were on the bottom.
Okay. Yeah, I'm not sure in that case. Unfortunately, that's not what came through. Yeah, I'm not quite sure what's happened there then.
Because I read that you can do this. Yeah, it says on there that you can do that.
Yeah, you would be able to about infidelity, but the questions that were submitted here all were not to do with infidelity.
Yeah, I didn't submit questions that were not to do with infidelity.
Okay. All right. See, well, I'll have to look into that then in that case.
Do you want me just to write you the questions down?
No, it's okay. I'll just need to have a look into this then to see what can be done.
Okay.
Just remind me again, what was the name on the report?
It was Stauch, Stauch.
And that's your surname, is it? Your last name?
Yes.
Okay. And first name is?
Tecia.
Okay. And how do I spell that?
It's Tecia.
Tecia?
Yes.
Okay. All righty. Well, let me have a look into that and I can come back to you.
Okay, thank you.
What's the best number to get you on?
843
Mm-hmm.
798
Uh-huh.
1700.
Okay. Right. Thanks a lot now. Take care. Bye-bye.
Thank you.
Special Agent Cohen, these phone calls are from February 18th, as you've testified. Were you aware also at this same time that that's when these pretext calls were being recorded involving Al Stauch and the defendant?
Yes, I was.
Were there phone calls during that time with those pretext calls in which the defendant was talking about getting a polygraph examination?
Yes, she was.
What was she trying to convince the listener, I guess Al Stauch, of during those conversations?
Objection, speculation, as sustained. I think you can rephrase and refer back to the conversation, but I think it's up to the jury to make a determination about what the defendant's state of mind was during the
Sure,
conversation.
I understand, Judge. What was she saying to Al as it relates to the polygraph?
She was saying that she had passed a polygraph test and she was continuing to purport her innocence and that she had nothing to do with Gannon's disappearance.
Passed a polygraph as it relates to what?
Whether she had anything to do with Gannon's disappearance.
Okay. Okay, that's all I have. Thank you.
Okay, this is crazy. I didn't even know that they had something like this. I didn't even know this. This is crazy. And she thought this was going to work. She was going to get away with it. She thought she was. All right, what was that? And greetings to everybody and hugs and kisses. Glad that you're here. What, so I guess, yeah, exactly, Francine. Even the fake polygraph sites have rules. Amazing. This is crazy. All right, we have another clip. We're going to get into the brother because the brother took the stand. Let me know if y'all can hear me clearly. Make sure. I don't know if I need to get closer to the mic. The brother had took the stand. All right, so let me show another clip. Give me a second here. Is this the one? Yeah, this was so touching. Okay, I'm gonna show the brother here. And
So
like
earlier
I said,
you had mentioned,
like I said, the speed is gonna be on 1.25. Okay. All right, ladies and gentlemen, we're going to get into this one. Now, this clip that I'm showing, it's called The Accused Stepson's Killer, Letecia Stauch's Brother Questioned Sister About Suitcase. Oh, my gosh. All right, let's get into it, ladies and gentlemen.
so earlier you had mentioned that she wanted to go back to South Carolina. What was the plan with the cargo van? Was she going to take the cargo van that Brenda Awkward rented to go back to South Carolina?
I don't know if she was going to take that one because Aunt Brenda wouldn't. I doubt Aunt Brenda was going to let her. I believe Aunt Brenda told her she had to get another van.
And so the next morning, we're now on February 1st, 2020. Did you help her get a new van?
Yes, sir.
Tell the jury about that. What did you and your sister do to get a new van?
We went and drove to the budget place. We got another van. And we got the van. We unloaded all the stuff from out of the van into another van, into the other van.
So was that in the early morning hours?
I believe so.
Do you know about what time it was? Is that the first thing you did on February 1st?
I can't remember.
So when you get to the budget area, Did you know that you were going to transfer things from one van to another when you got there?
Yeah,
So did you talk about that on the way to the budget rental van?
yeah.
So talk to the jury about that. How did you guys go about doing that, moving the items from one van to another?
We just moved, went around right to the side of the budget place, and we just backed the vans up and just swapped them out.
During that process, did you see the defendant with a rather large suitcase?
There was, yes, sir. I seen her with a lot of suitcases. Well, there was a lot of suitcases on there.
Was there one that kind of stood out to you?
Yes, sir.
Tell the jury about that. Why did it stand out to you?
Because it looked like she was struggling with it.
Did you offer to help her?
Yep.
And what'd she say?
She didn't need help.
Did you ask her what's in the suitcase?
Yep.
What'd she say?
I mean, it was softball stuff.
You see, when these monsters do stuff like this, it affects everybody, not just them. This man is going to be traumatized for the rest of his life, knowing that his sister did such a horrific crime, and the child's body was right there in the suitcase. I know he's not right. I know he's going to get therapy. He has to talk to someone. But do you think she care? Look at her in the corner. She don't care. She don't care, because poor her. It's about her. All right, let's get back to it.
Why'd you ask her what's in the suitcase?
I didn't feel right about it.
What about that suitcase didn't make you feel right?
I just felt like it was too heavy for her.
You know, at this time, I'd like to publish people.
Exactly, Francine.
It's already been admitted into evidence.
Go ahead.
You recognize that suitcase we see on the TV screen?
Yep.
How do you recognize that suitcase?
Look, it's an old suitcase. And I remember that suitcase looked old, and it's green.
Is that the suitcase you saw your sister putting into the budget van?
Yep.
Is that the suitcase you asked her about what's in it?
Yep.
Is that the suitcase you didn't feel right about?
Yep.
Is that the suitcase you told you softball equipment?
Yep.
Thank you. Take that down. So what happens after you get everything loaded into the budget van from your aunt's rental van?
At that point, we was ready to go home.
And did you drive Brenda Awkward's van back? And did Miss Stauch, your sister, drive the budget van?
I can't remember if we turned that van in there at that place or if we had to turn it in somewhere else. But I mean, I had to drive one of them because it was just me and her.
So do you eventually turn back? It's an enterprise van, right? Is that where you rented the van that Brenda Awkward
I
rented?
think, yeah.
Did you take that van back?
Yeah, we took it back. I think we took it back later on that day.
And did you take the Nissan Altima back to Denver to catch your flight?
Yep.
What did the defendant tell you where she was going to go?
I don't think I can remember. I don't remember. The only thing I can remember is her saying something about going back to Myrtle Beach.
And did she leave with Harley?
Yeah, her and Harley lived.
Did they leave from the hotel?
I can't remember where we split up at. I can't remember where we.
Or did your sister have to go back to the hotel to pick up Harley?
Yep. I think so.
And is that the last time you saw your sister until today?
Yep.
How much older is your sister than you?
14 years.
You known her your whole life?
Yeah.
Can you give the jury an idea about the family background? How often would you see her as you were growing up, that kind of
She
thing?
come to like holidays, came around on holidays.
Where would you guys meet? In North Carolina?
But she'd either come down here or go down there, or we might have went to the beach and seen her.
Had you gone to Myrtle Beach on a few occasions to
Yeah,
hang out with Harley?
Yeah, me and her. I used to go down there and stay with them. We'd go to the water park, stuff like that on the weekends.
Can you let the jury know who your father is?
James Lowry.
And Would that have been your sister's stepfather?
Britt, is that what you're talking about? That's the daughter, correct? If you're talking about with the daughter, because I'm trying to get everything, because this whole thing is all over the place. I think the reason why I can't understand it because I just can't believe it. I just can't believe the pack of lies and what she did. And also have something else I want to share too. But if you talk about the daughter, I'm very curious too to find out about what this daughter. And I'm going to also show that interview. Well, after this, later on, I'm going to show this interview that she had with the reporter. But yeah, the daughter. How much did the daughter know? Monster. So the people that's coming in, make sure you hit the like button. Feel free to engage. And I do see Lisa just creeped through the back door. And blessings to you. Good that you're here. All right, let's get back to it. This poor brother, he's hurting. And he's going to be traumatized for life. Life. Look at her. Just look in the corner. I wish I could go over there and make her sit up. Put her hair in a ponytail. And face what you did. But she don't care. She don't have no empathy. It doesn't bother her. Don't care. She's Satan's daughter. Reason.
Father?
Yes, sir.
Is your dad still alive?
No, sir.
You know when he died?
7th birthday, 2004.
Do you know the circumstances on how he died?
Got hit by a car.
Was he walking out in the street? And
I don't know if he was. I don't think he was on the street. I think he was on the side of the road.
do you know anything about the relationship between your father and your sister, Letecia Stauch?
No, sir.
Had your sister ever told you anything unusual between the relationship between your father and her?
No, sir.
If there had been something unusual, do you think you would have heard about it?
Objection, foundation.
Overruled.
Yeah. Yes, sir.
Why is that?
Because, pretty sure my mom would have said something.
And your mother, Deborah, was she, well, what kind of mom was she?
She was a great mom to me.
What do you say to me?
I'm just saying that I had no problem with my mama.
Was she very
I
protective?
think none of us should have a problem with my mama.
Was she very protective of the kids,
Yes, sir.
including Miss?
Okay, we're gonna go into another clip. Hold a second. Do I have the right one? Oh, yeah, this one here. And like I said, all right, we're going to go into another clip here. And just like I said, this man's going to be traumatized for life. And then they're going to bring up his mother and everything. I know that was so hard. That had to have been so hard. Okay. What else do we have here? Oh, Melanie just popped up in here. Hey, girl. Happy Sunday, Donna and chat. Happy Sunday to you and blessings, blessings, blessings. All right. All right, saying Lisa and everything. Say hi. All right, they say hi. Okay, so we're going to get into this next clip. Now, this clip here is a little bit more of the brother. Why, Letecia? Why? Brother of accused child killer breaks down. Look at her. Can't stand her. All right, let's get into this clip, ladies and gentlemen.
Forward and raise your right hand, please, sir. A little farther forward.
Just go right in the middle of the court.
All right. You swear affirm the testimony about to give in this matter will be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth. Go ahead and have a seat in the witness stand. Please watch your step as you step into the stand.
This one is normal speed.
Good morning.
Morning.
Could you introduce yourself to the jury and spell your first and last name?
Dakota Lowry, DAKOTALOWRY.
And where do you live, Dakota?
Normanton, North Carolina.
Did you just fly in yesterday?
Yes, sir.
And what is your relationship with Letecia Stauch?
That's my sister.
Pretty tough for you being here right now?
Yes, sir.
Hang in there, all right?
Why, teacher?
Mr. Lowry, do you need a moment?
Take a break for a moment. Ladies and gentlemen, we're going to have you step back in that back of the jury room for a few minutes. All up for the jury, please.
See how this affects other people? He's not right. He's not right. And who else just creeped through the back door? Do we see Nell Gigi? Hugs and kisses to you. And how are you today? How are you? Yes, today we're just doing recaps. I'm just showing the clips of recaps of week 2. So sad. So sad. All right, let's get back to this one. Isn't it, Lisa? He is heartbroken. Totally heartbroken. All right, ladies and gentlemen, just give me just a second. I have to set something up here. Hold a second. Okay, let me start now.
Thank you. You may all be seated. Record should reflect the jury has left the courtroom. Mr. Lowry, you going to be okay? Need a few minutes?
Yes, I just want to get it over with.
Okay. Here's the way that the process works, is that I understand that you want to get it done. I understand that. But we have to have the jury in here, and you're going to be subject to questioning by the prosecution and then by your sister's attorneys. Do you understand all that? Okay. Just do the best that you can. Just take a breath. Do you need some water or anything like that?
Yeah.
There's some water right there if you want some, or you can pour it into that cup there. So everybody's a little nervous when they're on a witness stand. Just take a deep breath.
I'm sorry.
It's okay. It happens. It's an emotional case. I get that. But you just have to do the best that you can to get through the testimony, okay?
And with the court's permission, can I just ask some follow-up questions? Mr. Lowry, I know this is very difficult for you, okay? But I really want you to focus on me, and I know your wife's here as well. And I'm just going to ask you some questions, and we'll get through this, okay? But it's important that you got to kind of keep your cool.
Okay.
All right? Can you do that?
I'm gonna try my best. I can't make no promises, but I try my best.
And I appreciate that. I know it's difficult for you here, but we'll get through this, okay? And if you need a break, just let us know. If you feel something coming up or you want to have an outburst, do the best you can and let us know. And perhaps the court, we can take another break, okay? Is that fair?
Okay. All right. All right. Let's go ahead and bring the jury back in.
Now I picked up to 1.25 speed.
We have the other camera. All rise for the jury, please.
check out my son.
All right, thank you. You may all be seated. The record should reflect the jury has returned to the courtroom. Mr. Young?
Thank you, Anthony. Mr. Lowry, this is your first time being in a courtroom ever, is that right?
Yes, sir.
And you're probably extremely nervous.
Yes, sir.
And we're going to get through this, okay? I'm just going to ask you some questions and we're going to have a conversation. Is that all right with you?
Yes, sir.
Did you let the jury know about your other family members, other brothers and sisters, your parents, that kind of thing?
I got another sister. Her name's Julie. I got a sister named Amy. My mom, Deborah. I mean, that's pretty much.
And then
I got my nieces, all my nieces.
What's your niece's name? Do you remember?
Well said, Black Lady Jane. Well said. How these monsters affect everybody in the family. Your friends, your family, kids. They have to deal with this monster. When these people commit these crimes, these horrific crimes and doing wrong, even like petty crimes, stealing or whatever, you're embarrassing your parents. People talk about you in the workplace, your neighbors, when you go out places to go shopping, to buy things. People like, oh, aren't you the parent of that child? Or isn't that your brother? Or isn't that your wife or your sister? Whatever the situation is. But they don't care. They only think about themselves. But there's a chain effect. See, we don't hear all the backstories of all this stuff of how the people that was around them in their circle, how it affect them. All we just hear about what we see on the news, what we see on TV. So this is all we know. But we don't know the back end of everything that's happening. Some people losing jobs. When these people do these horrific crimes and stuff, some people that, that the employers are like, I don't want them at the job no more. You know what that person's sister did? I don't want them at the job. Let's get rid of them. Oh, we can't deal with the press coming over here and, it's bad for business. It affects everybody. We don't hear all the back end stories, but there's always something that's going on behind the scenes. All right. Francine also said something too. Too late. The jury already heard his comment. Yep. Sure did. All right. Let's get back to it.
Got Harley, Jazz, Kanae, Cash, Maya, Jada.
And is Deborah your mother?
That's my mom, yeah.
And for the most part, did your family grow up in North Carolina, where you're from, Lumberton? And
Yes, sir.
Them still living out there?
Yes, sir.
And you mentioned that Letecia Stauch is your sister.
Yes, sir.
And you see her in the courtroom today?
Yes, sir.
Could you point her out and describe what she's wearing?
A green.
Sorry, Lady Jim, I keep pausing. What you just said, I love it, Black Lady Jane. Facts. I raise my sons that they are a reflection of your family. Yeah, people don't realize. When you're doing stuff like this, it's not just you living on this earth. You affecting other people. Some people want to walk around like, I don't care about anybody. It's about me, whatever. Well, I'm sorry. You don't live on this earth by yourself. Other people is affected by it, by your actions. Okay, let's get back to it.
Sweater.
And when was the last time you saw her?
When we came down here in 2020.
So January 2020?
Yes, sir.
And so I want to talk about that a little bit. When you said you came out here, who came out here?
Me and my mom and my Aunt Brenda.
And what's Brenda's last name?
Akron.
What's your mom's last name?
Locklear.
Why'd you come out here?
We come out here to help support Tisha because we felt like she was being wrongly accused or something that we believe she would never do.
And so I'm sorry, go ahead.
We also want to come out here and help look for him. We did.
Go ahead and take a deep breath, all right? You let me know when you're ready.
I'm ready.
So you wanted to come out and help?
Okay, I'm going to show another clip. All right, just give me a second here so I can set it up, ladies and gentlemen. Do I have it set up? Okay, this is the next clip I'm going to show here. Sergeant explains video showing search of Letecia Stauch's home. Wait a minute, I can't see the rest. Letecia Stauch's home, where the blood, I guess where the blood is, the evidence. Okay, I'm gonna show this clip, but this one here, I'm gonna speed it up. All right, so we're gonna speed up this clip here. I'm gonna speed this one up to 1.5. If you need to slow it down on your end, feel free to do it, but I'm going to put it on 1.5. When I do these recaps and stuff, I usually do the, speed up and everything. All right, ladies and gentlemen. All right, let me see. It was a comment that just came up. Let me see. Did I miss something? All right, Melanie said something. What did Melanie have to say? FYI, this brave young man was only 23 years old when it happened. He will be scarred for life. Thank you for sharing that, Melanie. And does she care, Melanie? Nah, not at all. She don't care. So what? Whatever. That's her problem. Whatever. Alright, I'm gonna get to show this clip. And like I said, this on speed 1.5. Let's get it, ladies and gentlemen.
This is Wednesday, approximately 2 p.m. on February 25th. This is 6627 Mandan Drive from the exterior. This is the gate that leads to the backyard of 6627 Mandan. As you can see, the gate is locked from the exterior side of the fence. This is front entry into 6627 Mandan Drive. This would be from the front door. This is the upper level of the home. There are 2 bedrooms, a kitchen and living room area, and a sliding glass door to the backyard, and then the laundry room area, which exits into the garage for this residence. To the right
Going into an office, working 50 hours a week.
is the first bedroom. This would be the room where Lena stays. So you enter the front hallway. You see that it opens up into the kitchen area of the residence. The kitchen does have a sliding glass door that exits to the backyard of the residence. We will exit that in a moment and show the other side of the gate from the backyard perspective. The living room area. Our main hallway. This enters into the master bedroom. Which has an attached bathroom and walk-in closet area. Moving back out towards the garage. The area in front of you is the laundry area. We'll move into the garage. Since we're in the garage, I will start with some points of interest. The 4 planks that you see on the ground are in the position they were during the first call when Gannon was reported to be missing. You can see that the tops of the boards have been sawed off. These were collected after a blood reagent called Blue Star was used on the ends of the 4 boards that had been cut, and there was a positive reaction. That positive reaction gives us a presumptive that blood was present on those boards. On the garage floor, in the area that we're looking at between the broom, the cord, and the empty space on the floor, there were some Blue Star reactions on the floor in this area. They were in the form of droplets. They were not very large. As we move from the concrete to the stairs, there was a Blue Star reaction on the stair showing a potential possible partial shoe impression. That, again, with it being Blue Star, that reaction tells us it's presumptive for blood. Moving up into the laundry area, the tile in the laundry room did have positive reaction to the Blue Star, again telling us the potential presence for blood. They were small hits in the laundry area. Basically, they were droplet size, not much larger than that. If we close the laundry room door to the garage, you can see that there is still blood on the door and on the door handle. This would be the door leading into the garage. We'll turn around in the laundry room. The last Blue Star hit of note was down at the baseline where the tile meets the carpet. It would be in your right-hand side of the frame where the doorway begins, and that frame for the doorway, there was a hit with the Blue Star agent right where the carpet meets the tile and meets the for the doorway. That hit then led to us moving into the living room area. Again, this was the upstairs living and kitchen room area. You'll see the carpet area here. The carpet area in focus had a reaction to the Blue Star. The carpet appears ripped in this area. That rip is for checking the underside of that carpet to look for saturation, and there was none found. The stairs were then tested with the Blue Star reagent. There were positive hits on the stairs. They were small drop patterns, not much larger than a quarter for most of the stains. There was more of a reaction from the Blue Star, showing that there was heavy cleaning going on. The cleaning reacts with the Blue Star, but it does not provide an immediate reaction. It provides a slow illuminating reaction after some time, which indicated to us that there was some cleaning of the stairs and this landing area prior to heading down the stairs. There was a luminol reaction on this landing. You can see that the carpet is not in its proper position. That carpet has also been pulled up underneath the carpet to check for saturation stains to the other side, and none were located. The baseboards around this landing did illuminate when the Blue Star was applied, showing that presumptive reaction for blood. Continuing down into the basement, luminol, or correction, Blue Star was used on the stairs going down. The Blue Star reacted to the stairs. Again, these were small hits, quarter size, and some significant cleaning. This patch of carpet into the basement illuminated with Blue Star, showing that there was a lot of cleaning going on in this area. There was a very small single reaction to Blue Star at the base of the table. That, again, was about quarter size. As we hit the bottom of the stairs, this is the basement area of the residence. If you continue around to the right, you'll see that there is a closet. It's a storage closet. We have a bedroom down here, all the way to the right. This would have been Harley's bedroom. We have another bathroom area. This bedroom has a closet attached to it.
You know, it's really hard with this trial. Well, for me it is. I don't know for others. But watching this on this small screen like this, it's like you couldn't have a bigger screen, put it up closer. I don't know. Oh well, I guess maybe that's what the judge wanted or how the court is. But it's just so hard. 'Cause, you know, other trials you watch, it's like it takes up the whole screen. You can really get a better view, a better picture. But this one, this trial is just so hard. But it was amazing when they showed the little angel deceased. Oh, that was crystal clear. It was totally big. I couldn't even believe that. And I'm trying to figure out, YouTube, you let that slide through? I'm just saying. I noticed that. That was very clear. And who want to see that? Oh my gosh, I couldn't even believe that they showed that. All right, let's get back to it. Who's coming in here? Thank you for coming in here. Shout out to the people in bushes. Make sure you hit the like. If you want to, you can feel free to engage anytime, or you might be just listening, sitting back. And my channel is more like a podcasting channel anyway. So, but thank you for being here. I appreciate it. Resume.
In the storage closet. In the living room, we have the couch. The area removed from the couch was the area that candle wax was located. This was in the area for the Sunday night candle event where the candle was reported to be knocked over. When it was knocked over, it ignited a fire in the carpet. A portion of the carpet that was originally cut out was in this area here. You can still see some of the padding or the burn mark for where the padding melted. This would be the area that the candle landed. While doing the search, the area next to the candle, Blue Star was used. There was a positive hit, again being presumptive for blood. So a larger portion of the carpet was then cut out and retained so that that could be tested. Moving back in the basement, heading back to the stairs we came down. Again, Blue Star reacted in this area, showing a large cleaning event. We had a single hit over by this furniture leg, about the size of a quarter. We come around to the hallway. We have a storage room. And then if you continue to the right, you have Gannon's bedroom. Before going into Gannon's bedroom, there was Blue Star used in the hallway. It reacted, showing a small trail, which led to the storage area. On the floor in the storage area, you can see that there are several locations that have been marked with Sharpie. Those are areas that were illuminated with Blue Star and showed a presumptive for blood, that blood was present. There is a trail that leads back into the storage room towards the sump pump located in the corner. The trail ending at that box. All these boxes were removed. Blue Star was used on the entire room. It was just this particular trail that has been marked and highlighted that was located. There were no other presumptive positives for blood in the storage room. Backing out of the storage room, moving into Gannon's room. The room is normally set up so that the blue and red table is generally sitting underneath the window. This bed would be set up, ready to go. The second bed in the room would occupy this voided location, the southwest corner of the room. If you continue around in the room, there is a closet in the northeast corner of the room. Of note in Gannon's room is the large stain in the southeast corner of the room. The markings that you see on the wall are marking spatter marks that were denoted by the Metro Crime Lab. Each of these stickers is indicating a blood spatter pattern that was denoted and documented. The carpet had a large stain that saturated through the carpet, through the padding, leaving this stain on the concrete. For marking purposes, a red Sharpie was used to outline the outskirts of the pattern, showing you how large the pattern actually is. Over here, you can see where the carpet and the padding, what they would look like if they were present. I will then reverse my steps, go back up to the living area. I will go out the sliding glass door and show you the reverse side of the side gate, showing you that it does not lock from the interior, that it locks from the exterior side. And that will conclude the video tour at that point. This would be the rear yard of 6627. This portion of the fence has recently been removed. It was not the original position of that fence during our initial walkthrough of the scene. This is the exterior of the side gate leading to the front of the residence. As you can see, the rear side of this fence, or interior side of this fence, is not secured. It is secured by the padlock on the front side of the gate. This will conclude the video tour of 6627 Mandan Drive by Sergeant Hubble.
Okay, we're gonna move on to another clip here. All right, give me a second so I can set it up, ladies and gentlemen. Okay, this clip that I'm gonna show, this one here says audio recording played by Letecia Stauch's day after stepson's disappearance. All right, let's hear what this one is. All right, like I said, I'm playing clips that was basically what's happening in week 2. Let me see, did I miss something here? Oh, they said hi. And Melanie also said, more than happy to jump on. Let me know when you're ready. Okay, all right, I guess after this clip, then you can jump on. Yeah, let's do it. After this clip, then jump on. Cool. Give us the update. Let us know, girl. All right, actually, give me 5 minutes to get my bread into loaves. Okay, well, then after this clip here, because how long is this clip here? Let me see. How this clip is 12 minutes, but you know how we do over here. We're going to put this on 1.5 speed. All right, 1.5 speed, and then we go from there. And then Melanie could jump up whenever you're ready. You know, just jump up and stuff. You know, we go from there. Hey, we don't have to set no time in or whatever, and we can go from there and we can hear what Melanie has to say. Give us her feedback. Love it. All right, let's get into this one. Okay, again, this clip here is, what did it say? This clip is audio recording played by Letecia Stauch's day after stepson's disappearance. Let's get it.
I wasn't sure what you were going to be in. Yeah.
Okay, you know what? This is the audio recording How long is it? It's 12 minutes. I'm gonna not go so fast on the speed because it's really hard to hear what you have to say. So we're gonna put it down to 1.25 speed for this one. All right, because she talks kind of fast herself anyway. So this speed is gonna be 1.25 speed. All right, let's get it.
So, do you guys just want to stand out here, or do you want to go in the? We can go in. Okay. I'm Detective Bethel, by the way. Okay. This is my partner, Detective Riley. Sorry, I'm so little. Yeah, I'm not that. I guarantee you, I get halfway down there to. So. So we were just notified about what's going on in Gannon, and so I just want to start from the beginning to make sure that I have accurate information. So your name, ma'am? It's Tecia. Same last name, Stauch. Auch. Your date of birth? 8483. Give me the address, because I don't think that street name's right. It's just Mandan, Mandan. How long have you guys lived there?
A little over a year.
And your name, sir?
First name's Eugene.
Your date of birth?
I love this question. Let me show you.
Okay, so first you're gonna.
Anytime.
All right. Where do you work, ma'am? The Beacon Turner. Which school? I don't know. I don't like if I think it's for the college. And you, sir?
I mean, I should go. Full time.
So tell me a little bit about Gannon. How old is he? 11?
Help it out. That's, I'm attention, that's not true.
Right. That's what I was told too.
We were like, everything we've been basing our mindset on, based on that.
But someone actually takes.
Yeah, exactly. Last night he texted me. I was in Oklahoma at Fort Sill for training, and I had to come home emergency. But like, he texted me last night. He's like, "Yeah, we saw him on the camera. Came in, did not look distressed. Bought some chips, left on foot." I mean, I can show you the text if you want to see it. But
When did you go to Fort Sill?
when? Yeah, I left Sunday. I've been there one day.
What school does Gannon attend?
My girl Francine says something. Here we go. Who's going to buy that house now or break it down and start all over? Everyone knows that address. Yep, nobody's going to buy that house. Most likely it's going to have to just take it down. All right, let's get back to it.
Grand Mountain?
Yeah, it's in our neighborhood.
I was going to say, I think that's a new one that opened up down there. Tell me about his friends.
Most of his friends are right there, like right around our house. Like he has boys that live right at the end of the street. He plays with them most of the time. Braden is his name.
What's Braden's last name?
I mean, I got all his parents' phone numbers and we talk to him all the time. But
if I could get their number too.
yeah.
So with Braden,
Braden, he's one. So they're like two families that live in the same house, but they're like related. So.
Well, Connor, I know, but Connor is the web store.
There's a Connor, but he goes to the web show actually, like, because they rezoned him because of the new school or whatever. So he went there last year.
Connor's mom has been with us the past day or two.
She works at.
Yeah, she works at Webster.
So this is one of them.
Ian.
So like I said, I think it's two brothers and their families live in the same house. And they got like 3 or 4 kids.
But that's associated to Braden.
I think that's Braden's uncle. I got Braden's mom in there too. But you can get to him through this guy. So.
When was the last time that Gannon went to school?
It's been last week.
Yeah, so Gannon went to school on Friday.
Friday, yeah.
When does he return home from school?
I'm like 3:15-ish.
Yeah, 3:05 to 3:15,
Yeah.
they changed the new time of the school. Like, it used to be like 3:30 to 3:45. Because of like snow days over there. So Braden and Connor, are those the only two friends?
I mean,
I don't even know the parents.
I'm looking.
He wants to meet them all on top of home, so he has all their numbers. I don't even, like, I know them from coming to our house. Like, I don't have it locked down.
There's one more. This, so Lily is really my daughter's friend, but she has a brother that's Gannon's age as well. And they kind of live like right behind us.
What is the brother's name?
Reese.
I do know that because I hear Lane say it all the time.
So they live on the next street over. And sometimes they'll ride their bikes over there, but they mainly play with these boys, these Braden. And then, right next door to them is a group of girls that my daughter plays with.
Okay.
I just know their mom. Canberra is the mom, and that's her number right there. 801.
Oh, yeah.
CAMBRA, I think.
So that's a mom of.
My daughter's friends. There's like 3 girls.
Well, one of them is the age of Gannon.
Yeah, I mean, these kids are like, they range from like first grade to like they're 6.
So these are neighbors.
Yeah, basically they live 2 or 3 houses down, but they live next door to one of the two.
Okay.
And that's about it. That's all they really play with. Now he's got some other friends at school, but he never really goes to their house and stuff like that. The point of concern was this right here. This is where the concern started. I'll show you the text message he sent me. Okay, so this was, he stayed at home yesterday because his stomach was hurting.
So we went hiking on Sunday.
Okay, so yeah.
I was told that part.
Yeah,
She's about the stump. And we went to Garden of Gods and we get probably about, I don't know, a few miles out, a few feet in. He's like, oh, my stomach hurts. I'm like, it's probably because you haven't been, like exercising on everything. He's had this problem for a while because he gets like really bad constipation. And so his stomach was hurting. Other than that, it was, you were either on the plane,
Yeah, so that's
something,
on the way
we
up.
were like texting back and forth. And I was like, should I just stay at home? Because there was like blood and stuff coming out of his blood a little bit. And so I was like, I didn't want to go to school like that. It scared me because of like multiple underwear. Okay.
And he gets really down and embarrassed about
So
that too.
yeah, so he gets embarrassed. He's very like emotional about that's happening because he's sad about it. So he stayed at home. Well, we went about.
Recordings just got better.
Some new outfits. We got 2 new puppies. So we went got a dog outfits at the Petco. He gets on hose, Nevada exit maybe. I don't know the numbers, but I know it's Nevada and the holes right there. And so we went to Nevada and the holes. He sat in the car because he wasn't feeling it, and I wanted to make sure he was gonna eat, and I made sure some people light and stuff like that. I think that's about it. Came back, whatever. So when we came back, he was.
Yeah, so he had spilled a candle in the house, whatever. And he felt like he was smelling bad because of his accident. He lit a candle and was playing. He spilled the candle, so he got really upset because he made a mess with that too. So
it turned a big.
So then this is where he starts texting me. I'm in Oklahoma, so he told me my tummy hurts, blah blah blah. And I'm just trying to stay positive,
I see you, Rusty, popping through the back door. And now Nell Gigi says, look how she's talking over Al. Yeah, I noticed that. She just keeps talking over him. She has to take over everything to control the situation. Make sure everybody votes. Vote. Vote. Resume.
So he's worried about. Teacher said he was really worried about getting in trouble not for the accident, but for the candle thing. So then right here, I was like, we'll talk later. And he's like, do we have bath salts? And I'm like, immediately, I know what that's all about. So I'm like, what's going on? Where did you even hear this from? So I immediately texted her. I was like, we have a little bit for baths and stuff. So I was like, put all the stuff we use for our baths and put it away somewhere so he can't access it until we find out what's going on. And then I asked him for what.
So with that, the day before, when he tells me this, I said, he came in and asked me, did we have any the day before, which was the Sunday. And I gave him a bath bomb because I really didn't know bath salt. I didn't know. So I gave him a bath bomb and we went to the bath. I still was clueless to the bath salts until we looked it up.
So then he tells me this. My friend said if I got some, we could play this weekend. And I told him no, absolutely not. But we were still talking at this point. And then he was like, he went on a little bit. Then he's like, his brother has a car for a sleepover if I can come over Friday. That's kind of the end of it, though. We need some more haze. So that's where we get the idea that he may have left. Well, no, he told her.
Okay.
He told her he was going to play. So,
Which he does.
which they do all the time. They walk out and they're like, you know, where you going? Be back at such and such time. And they're always, maybe it's 10 minutes late, but you know, nothing like this. So I don't even know who this friend is. That's the biggest concern on the surface. That's why it's, you know, like she said, I always like to walk over and meet, hey, this is blah, blah, blah.
We don't know anyone with the car.
Yeah. Yeah, we nobody funny that has an older sibling that drives. None of his friends that we were aware of. So from these other people, we got some names of other kids on the bus that he plays with, and so we kind of hunted them down last night. And heard what they did while I was on the way back. Found one kid named Jimmy, but he wasn't. They hadn't seen him, and then they were like, "Well, this kid has an older brother or whatever." And they went to their house, and they're like, "No, we haven't seen him." So that's when it really
He gave us information that Jimmy had an older sibling, so of course we all went.
We think it was
around.
putting people together. You know.
So then Jimmy's dad answers the door and they show the picture to Jimmy Connor's mom, with the one with my daughter. She's a 17-year-old. So he's like, yeah, I think I know that kid. And then they were like, do you know Jimmy? And the guy was like, yeah, that's my son. And then he was like, I'm sorry to tell you guys, but we don't have an older child that drives. So I don't know if she said Jimmy was the oldest, but whatever it was, Dad said there was no older boy that was in their home that drove. But it was like he said, pieces were coming in from different kids trying to give us information and names.
See, the big deal here is it's not like, and I know kids, you know, get influences, but he's a homebody. I mean, I'm like the same way. He'd rather be at home playing his little Nintendo or, you know, watching cartoons. You know, sometimes I gotta make him go ride his bike, that kind of thing. So he's not one just to walk off. And, you know, he's had times where he's been a little embarrassed about it. He's still come, but never to drive him or something like that. So that's why, I had to come to grips with it. I'm pretty convinced that it's something bad. We kind of took ourselves.
Okay, Melanie, what do you have to say? Melanie up here, blessings to you and happy Sunday.
Happy Sunday.
All right, girl, what thoughts would you like to share with us here?
Okay, well, first off, I'm echoing. I don't know. I don't know whose end I'm echoing on, but I am echoing.
Oh, it's echoing. Oh, you know what? I'm glad you said that because remember last time I have to change the setting. Okay. Good. All right, that was my fault. Now, are you echoing now? Can you talk?
Let's see. No echo.
All right, good. I got rid of it. Okay, now go ahead, girl. Share your thoughts.
Okay. First thing is that house has already been sold.
Oh.
It was a brand new house. They were the only ones that have ever lived in it, and they were renting it. And then I think what is that real estate site? Trillia, something like that. It sold in July.
Okay. Mm-hmm.
So I'm shocked, but it is a brand new house. So somebody's on it. So there's that. This week I thought it was a really rough week.
Mm-hmm.
And I think it's going to get worse.
Oh, okay. What did you think of oh gosh, what was that part? What did you think of the interrogation? What was your thoughts on that one?
Oh, what a conniving woman she is. So that's the first time I've seen the tissues. And remember, I think we were going on the theory that she didn't want them to get her DNA, but she got the tissues wet and pushed them down her pants and then said, I peed myself a little bit because she wanted out of there. And now that she's detained, she's not under arrest. They were just waiting for a warrant for DNA, a buccal swab, her car, and her phone. And they were trying to get the forced SANE exam, but they didn't get that from a judge. So, I don't know.
So what I was trying to understand, she went to interrogation, for the questioning. Okay, and then she switched the story. Oh, by the way, I was raped. Oh, now this is taking a whole new spin. We need to check you out.
Right.
Now,
and so That's what they're trying to get the warrant for, is because when she said that R event happened, the R event that he let her get up in the middle of to go to the door and shoo away the little girl and then come back and finish. Yeah. Right, lady.
Yeah, that was the most craziest story. I never heard of no pausing. Okay, and but the thing was, I'm trying to understand is, I don't know if I'm wording this right. You go there and you tell them that, and then they was gonna, they forcing you, so they have to force you to take an examination. How long? I'm like all over the place with this one. How long did the time that he disappeared that she went into that room for interrogation? What was the time period? You
That
get
was
what I'm
2
saying?
days. 2 days.
So
She wouldn't come in. She would not voluntarily come in. So when she showed up for this interrogation, she showed up over 2 hours late.
Oh, that was
She
the
stopped
one.
and washed her car.
So
And honestly, when you start looking at the phone pings and the trackers, she went back up to Palmer Lake because they had asked for a toothbrush for Gannon,
correct.
and it worried her that they had found him. And so she was Googling stuff about that. And then her pings, she went back up to Palmer Lake to see if they had found him. And then she came back and washed her car and was over 2 hours late to the interrogation, to the interview, the voluntary interview.
Now I'm getting a better picture. Okay, so she calls the missing report, blah, 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 blah. Okay, they ask her, well, let me get this stuff, evidence, to find Gannon, which is typical what they do. She panicked. She drives over there to see the body still there. Oh, whoo, whoo. Find the body's here. They didn't find the body. And that's when she ended up she went to the interrogation, but she went got a car wash and all this kind of stuff. And then she went to interrogation. That's what you're saying?
Uh-huh.
Oh. And then when she gets to interrogation, now so she throw in this, well, I was blank blank. And everybody was like, oh, this is different. You can't quite leave now. And so they was getting a warrant to make her do this, to go and have a R kit.
Yep, because they can because now it's evidence in it's evidence not for her, but it's evidence in the disappearance of the little boy, because she said the person that R'd her took him. So now they can get a warrant. They did not get a warrant for it.
You see, this is where I got lost at. I was saying to myself, how you going to make somebody take a R kit? If she doesn't want to do it, she doesn't have to do it. But it's different because you putting it together with a boy missing.
Right.
So they have the rights to make you do it. See, that's why I got lost.
They can tie her down and forcefully do it. And so that's why they also wouldn't let her go to the bathroom.
Right. Mm-hmm.
Right. They didn't want her to wipe away or flush. And they said, we can let you go to the bathroom, but we can't have you wiping. And she was so uncooperative.
I remember
that then they were, well, no, now we're going to watch you go to the bathroom. And they were within their rights. So
that's where I got lost at, because I couldn't understand. Melanie, I was like, who are you to tell me? If I don't want you to check me, you can't force me. But there's a missing boy. You says missing, and you saying he took him, so we're gonna have to do this. Then there's a different. Then so that's right. So they was like, wait a minute, you can't leave. We have to go, or I guess to the judge or whatever they have to do to get the warrant to make you do this.
They got the warrant on her phone, and they got the warrant on her car, and they got the warrant for the buccal swabs, the DNA from her cheek. They did not get the warrant for the SANE exam, and she walked out of the hospital. She gave her, the nurse checked her over. There's no damage to her head. There's no bruising.
I remember the pictures. Okay.
Yeah, nothing. And the nurse that examined her said she didn't believe she had showered since the attack because her hair was so greasy, and that she had BO, and she didn't believe she had showered. So had she have been R'd, there would have been evidence.
Oh gosh, Melanie, I love it. I love it. You put in the blanks for me because I was like totally look. That's why they said she didn't look like she bathed or
Right.
showered, so it would be evidence, and she probably didn't. And
Now
if
they
she
have the
didn't,
fingernail clippings. They have her fingernail clippings, and we haven't heard what those show. But I would imagine fingernail clippings would have GSR under them.
Well, let me look at his comments real quick. What it says here. Okay, Black Lady Jane says, Donna, the bath salt and the bath salts and the older friend with the car was made up by the evil. Oh, okay. Uh, that was just me. What else did I know Nell Gigi putting a lot here. She was very calculating with how she was able to get out of there. Oh my gosh. Okay. She's mad there. What else Nell Gigi said? I guess saying they can do an R word kit to see if she was lying. Okay, she agreed with you. I was so confused with that, Melanie, because I was saying, who are you to tell me I got to do this? But if it's pertaining to that, sorry, ma'am, you're gonna have to do it. You threw in something. This is a missing case, and you saying the person took them? Yeah, we have to do it. All right, what is that? It says DNA. All right, what else in LGG said? She knows if she goes to the hospital, she can refuse a treatment and leave AMA.
Right.
All right, and then what else? And that's what she did.
She sure did.
God, dog, this woman is a piece of work.
So here's another thing that happened this week that made me think about the dad.
Okay.
So, and you'll hear Devil Woman say it all the time about how those grown men, those police, forced her to stay in the house and wouldn't let her leave to go get Starbucks or food or anything. And talking about her daughter, Harley. Well, that's not quite what happened. Those police were at the house because the father sent them to get his younger daughter out. So I'm just imagining that he had a come to Jesus moment and went, oh my God, she killed my son and now she's alone with my daughter. But he sent police to go get the little girl out of the house.
Oh, and they trying to say that.
Yeah. But Letecia just keeps complaining that those men, those police officers handcuffed her and wouldn't let her leave and wouldn't let her go to Starbucks and wouldn't let her get food. How dare they do that? She's a child. And in one sentence, she's a child. And in the next sentence, she serves her country. She's a soldier. It's like, well, which is she? Is she a child or is she a soldier?
I can't.
I'm so sick of the Harley aspect of it, but we'll see. We'll see what happens.
I'm gonna show not with this clip. I'm gonna show this clip a little bit more, I guess, with the one with the questioning, and then I'm gonna show another clip. And the clip I'm gonna show is that interview when she has her back turned. That happened this week, correct? Okay, I'm going to show that one. Well, I can't find a clip on this one, but I found the other one. I'm going to show that one because I thought that was interesting, but I didn't get a chance to watch it. So it'd be like,
did you find both versions of it?
Oh, that's what I was scared of, girl. I only got one, I think. Oh, well, the one I have, I didn't even watch it. The daughter does pops on. Is that the? Okay, so is that the full version?
Well, what happened is so they had the reporter was on the stand this week and he released the full thing. So first in her she answers a question towards the end about what you would say to Gannon, and it was all about come home and tell the truth so that I can be cleared, and so your father knows I didn't do it, and so everybody, including your father, will have to apologize to me. Well, after she did that, she realized, oh, that didn't sound so good. So she asked him to do it again. And so the reporter said, sure, sure, sure. And so they do it again. And she starts bawling her eyeballs out in a fake cry. Gannon, we love you. We're looking for you. Oh, poor Gannon, we love you so much. And then stops. And she looks at him and says, is that good?
I wish I had that one. I wish I was showing that clip. I don't think this one here is not going to have that one.
Yeah, they
Oh,
showed it in the court.
I
And
missed
he said the reporter said he'd never seen anybody stop crying that quickly when their 11-year-old child was missing.
Do you happen to know what day that was in court? Maybe I can look it up.
I want to say that was actually Wednesday. Because I think Friday was her brother and her interview. No, I think it was Wednesday after.
That was this week? It was this week, right?
I can't remember.
Oh, darn, I can't even find. Well, I'll just show this clip because that's going to be hard to find. I was wondering, too, because when I was looking, I said, I think there's 2 clips, but I don't know what day that was.
Yeah.
That would be interesting because I would love to hear. All right, ladies and gentlemen, just hang in there for a second. Hang in there with me. Hang in there with Donna. Let's see what we can do. Because they don't have that clip here.
Even without that clip, all of it's pretty bad. I mean, she's back and forth referring to him in the past tense. None of it is about him. It's all about how she's been wronged and, the death threats and the this and the that and the witch hunt against her. And none of it is about Gannon and where could he be.
All right. If it was, the latest will be at the bottom. It wasn't. You know what? I'm not even going to look for it because that's going to be too long to have to go through that whole entire 8-hour video. I was looking for the clip. And blessings to you, Deb. Good to see you. Good to see you. All right. Well, I'll just show this other one. You get to see it. Probably everybody already saw it before. But you're right. There is a full version. All right. What else Karen had to say? She seems to smile at some of the male witnesses and then flips off some of the women witnesses. I'm glad you just brought that up. Well, I didn't get to see that last one. What was this with the finger thing that she was doing? And they was like, the judge was like, oh, hell no. I'll put you in the back.
That was the last hour on Friday. So if you go looking at Friday's court stream, it started around 4:00.
So she was basically saying F you to people?
Yeah. Double birds, sneaky birds. It just went on and on and on. And at some points, it's to the side enough that she's flipping off the family.
Oh, Nell Gigi said that was Wednesday. What day was Wednesday? I'll be having y'all here forever trying to find it. Because that's 8 hours. You got to scrim through. And I don't even know which day exactly that Wednesday. Oh, but it was the ending of Friday. That's when she did the bird thing. Because I didn't get a chance to see the whole thing on Friday. But I see people, posting up clips. And they were showing that she's doing the bird thing. And I was like, what? And then I see the judge was like, wait a minute. We can do this without you. We can send you to the back till you act good. And then when you act right, we'll bring you back in. And she just had to look like, la, 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 I don't care. I don't care. Boo, hoo, hoo. I don't care.
Well, they sent the state somebody who shall not me, but somebody who shall remain anonymous sent the state the clips and the stills of it in the afternoon. So the state has it all. It got reported. Because this was everybody watching on YouTube is like, oh my God, is she really? Well, she is. And it just kept going on and on and on.
Oh yeah, she's definitely she's definitely a narcissist, a malignant narcissist. This is a very dangerous woman. And one thing I have to say is, since you're up here, I'd like to know your opinion and everybody who's in the chat. What I'm starting to learn about this, right? And I always say is there's always signs in a person. We just sometimes ignore them. We don't see it. But when you go back when things happen, you look back and say, "Oh my God, I didn't see." Everything start hitting you. It's just like, chain of events, right? And then everything is you get clarity at the end. Now, what I'm just trying to say is, they had the kids full time. I guess she's a little bit tired and she's bothered about being a full time mother or whatever, and these ain't her kids or whatever. He's in the military, he's doing his thing. And they only dated for 4 months and then they end up getting married. But the way she snapped on Gannon, you're going to tell me he never noticed that she was a little mean to his son? There had to be some other sides. I don't think it was just then she decided the evil witch was going to come out and she was going to do all this. I mean, like I'm saying, for example, let's say in the morning, I want breakfast. I'll just go to your room. I'm not giving you breakfast right now. Or, just little weird things that the way he would, she would treat his son that he would have to see like, hey, and that the son might have came to him and said, stepmom is a little mean sometimes. She always sends me to my room or whatever. So I'm trying to understand how you, as the husband, if that child was there at your home, you didn't see any of these signs? See, I get deep into everything. I look at the whole full picture. That's just my personality because it's like I don't understand. Living in a house, she's there. This is your son. You say you close with your son. Your son didn't tell you anything about her? Because I don't believe she just snapped just that day.
No, she didn't.
She had to have been doing something to this son that he's probably like, friends, "Oh, I don't like my stepmother. She's kind of mean." Or even the daughter, his sister, she could have said something. Nobody said nothing. And sometimes kids will tell their parents, and parents will say, "Hey, I'm not trying to accuse. This is all my thoughts and opinions, but I'm gonna have to call it as it is." But sometimes kids will tell their parents that, uh, this guy, your boyfriend, he's kind of mean. And the parents would be like, "Look, I don't want to hear it. This is my man. He's good to me. Maybe if you just shut up and stop being a pain in the ass, you wouldn't have that problem." All kind of stuff. You hear these little step parents, step stuff and everything. And sometimes the parents, they don't pay no attention. They just worry about themselves, their happiness, and not the child.
There's some stuff that's been kind of dropping a little here and a little there that that imply that there were problems, and Gannon was reporting problems. But like Letecia told Al a story that little Gannon came after her and threatened her with a knife at one point, and that he's mean to her. And so Gannon was in counseling. So there's little things, but I'm going to give him just an ounce of grace today and say, even when you're sitting in the middle of it, you never think they're going to kill my child.
No, I'm not saying like he would. I'm not. Let me clear. I'm glad you just brought that. Let me clear this up. I'm not saying that he wanted his child to die, that he thought it was going to kill, but you didn't see certain signs. There's no way. I'm divorced, right? And when I started, dating again, I would be very careful if, bring another man around my child. And I would say something, to my kids, like, look, if you feel uncomfortable, say something. They will talk to me and let me know. So I'm just saying is, but there's some cases kids can't tell their parents because their parents be like, look, I got my new man. I don't want to hear it. You know what I mean? Or I got a new woman. I don't want to hear it. I'm too busy with work or whatever. So it's like, I'm just saying is in her, this situation, there had to be something that she was a bit off. She was doing wrong to your kids or something.
I think he was 1 foot out the door. I think he was 1 foot out the door. We already know that he had another girlfriend.
Oh, wait a minute, hold on. My girl
had
needs
money problems.
I think Al knew. He even admitted that she was manipulative and that Gannon and Letecia didn't get along.
Yeah.
See?
That's
I
right.
think he was more focused on his career. Okay. Because I'm saying that there had to be something. So you was focused on your career. I'm sorry. I'm going to have to call it as it is. You focus on your career. You meet this little hussy at a baseball game. You're married. 4 months later, you marry her, you bring this monster around your kids. This stuff that happened. This is what I basically talk about on my videos when I be doing commentary. A lot of people need to date smart and not thirsty. You have to be careful who you let enter in your life, and especially the children. So many people bring these monsters around their children, and they live, but the kids end up dying.
Right.
This woman is clearly out of her flipping mind. You're going to tell me you wouldn't have noticed that if you date her a little bit longer? You wouldn't say, hey, whoa, something about you. I think we need to break up. I can't have you around my kids. The signs would have came up.
So on one of his recorded calls with her, and I think it's like the last recorded call with her, and they're talking about the burns on Gannon's arms again, and how oh my God, how she didn't give him any Tylenol or anything because it wasn't that bad. And no, we don't have any Tylenol in the house, but it wasn't that bad. And she goes on, and then he pops and he said, "This is the same thing you did to me last month. I'm done, Letecia. I'm done. I have to find my son." And I'm like, oh, what did she do to you last month? Did she burn you with candle wax? I want to know. I want to know.
See, that's always stressed in my videos with dating and relationships. People have to date longer. Get to know the person that you're with and be careful. I'm not saying I'm perfect. We all, make mistakes and stuff, but especially when you reach a certain age, you should kind of know better. I kind of, have sympathy for the 20s, early 20s. You think you know about relationships, but your goddamn ass is still clueless, okay? You're still clueless. When you start hitting late 20s and early 30s, and it's like, really? You don't wake up, see the red flags? I mean, it just doesn't add up. That's why I said it was something about this man. I was like, he had to see something. All right. And Black Lady Jane says, good point. She says to me, I think that hubby traveled a lot and perhaps he's a simp. And the evil is the best that he ever had, and she's a manipulator. See, that's another thing. Now let's get into this with men. What is men's weakness, ladies and gentlemen? Sex. Sex, and more sex. When a guy takes you on a first date, the first thing he's thinking in his mind is sex. That's all he's thinking. We thinking, oh, is he a good guy? Can we have a future with him? I don't know. What is he all about? He's thinking sex. Not saying he think he's gonna get sex the first date or whatever, but he's thinking sex. That's what they do. Sex. It's in their mind all day, every day. All right, that's how men are. This is where they are. It is what it is. God made them this way. It is what it is. All right. Now, Miss Huzzy coming in with the hot body. She doing all the tricks. His wife, she ain't doing the tricks. Or maybe she used to do the tricks, but she stopped doing the tricks because they had kids. So now she comes in here and she doing blah, 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 blah. He get all crazy. You got to go. I want you. Let's get married 4 months or whatever. And then look what happened. And now here go, the child is dead. See, this is what I'm talking about. This is what I'm talking about.
I'm single.
Mm-hmm.
I got divorced. It was a super ugly divorce. And literally within months of the divorce being final, he died.
What?
I have dated maybe 3 guys because I didn't want any of them near my kids. I didn't trust anybody to treat my kids the way they needed to be treated. And I was scared of what this family's going through. I was scared that would happen to my family. And I just focused on my kids and raised my kids. Ladies, it's not all that bad. Being the captain of your own ship is not all that bad.
There's nothing wrong with dating after you're not with the baby father, you just got out the, divorce, but you have children. Just be careful who you let into your children's life and your life, because not everybody comes into your life with good intentions. You have a lot of evil people out here. They watch you. And these narcissists and sociopaths, they prey on single mothers, divorce, widows. You know what I mean? They prey on you because you're kind of gullible and lonely. The guy come around, hey, Melly, I see you got that leak. I can fix it. And you like, wow, he's so handy. He in the back throwing football with your son, and you like, oh my gosh, you know what I mean? All this shit is game. You know what I mean? It's all game. And the next thing you know, you move this dude in the house. First of all, I don't understand why people living together. You ain't married, but that's a whole nother subject. If y'all want to do it, go ahead, do all that shacking. It's not for me, right? So 4 months later, he got keys to the house. He move in, and he laying up on the sofa. And the next thing you know, he's making orders in the house, eating up the kids' snacks. Being disrespectful and then starting to beat on them. Or God forbid the kids is dead.
Oh my, Donna, I dated my son's baseball coach, and I would have his son all the time. So his son was right in between my son and my youngest daughter, age-wise. So we had little stair steps. But he would try to take my son to do extra baseball practice, extra batting or this. I'm like, oh, no, thank you. No, thank you. But he was constantly leaving his son. And I knew it wasn't going to be a good situation. I didn't like his kid. He was a brat. He was spoiled. He was, no, you owe me. And I'm like, I don't owe you squat, little boy.
He
I know I'm not going to
something
make him a
else.
separate dinner from everybody else. You figure it out. That's your problem if he can't eat the same thing everybody else eats. So, I mean, I knew this wasn't going to go very far. But the one day, and he was standing at my house telling me how we could get 2 bedrooms in my basement so we could put the 2 boys down there. And my oldest daughter was over 18, so she needed to move on out. And him and Jordan were going to move into my house. And I'm like,
he had an agenda.
I don't know. Can you afford to live in my neighborhood? Because last time I checked, you're still living in an apartment, dude. And I'm living in a gated community. And that's about where it ended. And then nope. But I was very hesitant. He didn't take my kids. He was never alone with my kids for any reason.
Yeah, you don't do that.
Yeah. Yeah. Meanwhile, I have his all the time, which I didn't enjoy. But I was a stay-at-home mom. He worked and the little boy's mom worked. And so when there were school holidays and stuff, I guess it was just assumed because I had the glorious life of being at home full time. It was, I took his child. Ugh. Anyways, that's my story. But I am here to say to ladies, it is not, being the captain of your own ship is just fine. I can fix my own leaky sink. I can fix my broken washing machine. I can set a toilet. I can put new faucets on. I'm just fine with it. But my kids needed a lot. We were in a little different situation and they needed a lot. They'd been through a lot. So
that's why I always put this this little banner here. Hopefully people see it. Date smart, not thirsty, because you will be a target of being used and abused.
Oh yeah.
And there's a lot of men that prey on it. A cousin that's older cousin, whatever, and he passed away. He's a sociopath, full blown. And his thing was he never had a place. He always find these type of women that was widows, divorced and lonely. He was very handy. He could fix anything. He could cook, very handy, but he was just, he was just a drunk and he was a thief, that kind of thing. He just hustled his way through life. And he would find these women would be alone. And they want the comfort of a man. Y'all know that song for Stephanie Miller, The Comfort of a Man? Lord have mercy, that was a song. All right. So then they wanted the comfort of a man. And he comes in there, I'll fix that for you. I got this for you. Da-da-da-da. And then next he moves in, they realize, oh my God, he's a drunk and he's abusive and he's crazy. And they trying to get rid of him.
Yeah.
But he prey on those type of women. Let me read what Lady Jane said. Lady Jane said, Donna, I always warn my sons to be aware of females that's willing to give away the gifts on the first date, and perhaps you should wonder how many first dates has she had. Yep. Oh yeah, I'd be saying some
Yeah.
if I had a daughter, Lord, the stuff I would tell my daughter, oh my gosh. But since I have boys, I gotta flip it the other way around. And I always say, watch out. Because the devil
Yeah.
comes in pretty packages. And see, men is sex, great body. Men go crazy. She got a phenomenal body. Her body's tight. She got that hourglass shape. Her butt is lifted. Her breast is perky. And don't realize, she knows she look good. She knows her bodies look good, and she knows you wants it, and you're lusting over it. So now she gets you in the bedroom, and now she's gonna play games with you, and then they get caught up.
I got really lucky. My son, who's almost 30 now, but he's bought his first house. He's got the house that we built in Sun River. He's got a master's in engineering, but all the girls he's ever brought home that he dated were always the smart girls. They weren't the girls that were flaunting bodies or, the Kardashian girls. They were always the brainiacs. And that's his type. That's his type. Thank God.
Exactly.
Girls, they kind of liked brawn, but my son liked the brainiacs.
Oh my god. Let me see. Am I saying Shimpy? Shimpy, hope I'm pronouncing it right. If I'm saying it wrong, I apologize. She says here, that's what is wrong with this world. Guys reproducing and not stepping up to be a dad. Exactly. And ladies, why are we having babies by a man ain't your husband? I'm just saying, everybody's different. It happens a lot, whatever. But hey, it is what it is. No matter how much we can be the number one single mom, kids still need their father's structure. I agree.
If they didn't need those fathers, we could get pregnant without them. But there is a reason why it takes a male and a female to make a baby. And kids need both of their parents.
Yeah, you do. You do need both. That is right. Hiding the inner ugly soul with her outside the beauty. And what else she says here? You said it right. But so many people, they just get caught up. And then I kind of fought, us as parents, because it's our job to teach them about dating. They're not going to teach you that in school. We have to teach our kids about what dating, finding the right person, where to go, who's the right one, what's abuse. You could even teach them through a movie. You can show, for example, if I had a daughter, we're going to sit down and watch Wait and Exhale. Wait and Exhale is a great example. You're going to meet one of these sleazeballs in your life. So let's sit down and watch it, have a little crunch and munch, and you can ask many questions so you can be prepared. It's just different things. You could just find a way, or books, or whatever you want to do. But talk to your daughters, to your son about it, and show a right example. All right, let's say, for example, all right, you met this guy, he was no good, and your children see it, but let them know is, look, I left John because he was no good. He was cheating. He was abusive. He was disrespectful. He wasn't a provider. He wasn't a protector. I had to let him go. So the kids will grow up and they'll see like, oh, okay, that wasn't a good person. So they won't follow the footsteps, because when kids grow up, girls who grow up in an abusive home, they'll grow up thinking, oh, they're supposed to be abused too. Or the boys will grow up thinking, oh, I'm supposed to abuse them too. So when you letting all this stuff happen in your life and the kids are seeing it, they're going to follow the footsteps. People don't get it. So they learn from home. That is the main headquarters. That is the main base. So they're learning about dating and relationships and about affection. They see, well, mommy and daddy was lovey and dovey together. They used to go on dates and stuff. So the boy's going to grow up and say, well, hey, he's going to be lovey dovey to his woman and take on dates because that's what he's seen. But if they see knocking on side the head, then they're going to grow up and knock the woman on side the head, or the daughter's going to grow up thinking, oh, well, mommy was getting knocked upside the head, so I guess it's okay. She stayed, said he loved her. I guess this guy, he hitting on me. He must love me because he's doing the same thing the guy did to my mother. You understand? So I kind of fought as parents, That's why I made sure, growing up and stuff, I didn't have, mother, whatever, parents, whatever, to teach me on dating. I had to find out the hard way. But I made sure having kids, I'm going to teach them. But I mean, hey, we could teach them. We could talk to them till they blue in the face. And they're going to do whatever they want to do. But Lisa, you could say is, I did tell you so. You decide to go differently. You know what I'm saying? Because at the end of the day, they're gonna do what they want to do. But you have to just talk to them. Communication. All right. What else? Jane says here. Oh, what Shippy says, amen. All right. Black Jane says, I apologize for not remembering your lovely guest's name. Your son brought home a woman whose reflection. Melanie. Melanie's up on the panel. She's up on here. All right. What
Thank
else?
you. That was really sweet. Thank you.
That was pretty. That was nice. All right. Black Lady Jane says, I'm not looking for father for my sons. Thank you very much. That's the face I use to keep the dusties of the world at bay. Exactly. Watch out for the dusty men, and men watch out for the dustettes. Yeah. You know, a lot of people don't come into your life with good intentions. They have evil intentions. They watch you. They prey on you. They watch your weaknesses. And some people, first date, second date, they spilling all the beans, telling everything about their life. No. Be careful. Because sometimes, I mean, yeah, you know, in the day you want everybody to get to know each other. You know, a guy could be asking you questions because he want to get to know you. He really likes you. He's fascinated by you and stuff. But sometimes he just want to get to know you because he's trying to figure out your weaknesses. You know,
In
so
my
he
experience, they're trying to get to know me so they can figure out my checkbook.
Oh, that's another. First of all, ladies, you on a date and the guy's asking you about where you work at, what you do, how much money you make. Oh, you need to just ghost him. No man who's a provider protector is going to worry about how much you make and what you do for a living, because he's going to take care of you. That's what he's supposed to do. I mean, he's happy that you work and whatever, but he's not supposed to be prying. But the ones who's asking you all these questions, oh yeah, he's looking for someone to take care of him. He might wine and dine you in the beginning because he's maxing out some sort of credit card, but he's going to turn around. He's going to get you to end up paying the bills.
Uh-huh.
I don't get that. That's Melanie. If a guy want to get rid of me, all he got to do is ask me for money. That's it. That's it. Just ask me for money. I'm ghosting. I'm gone. I said, okay, I'll get right back to you. I'm gone. That's a major deal breaker for me. But some women, it's not a deal breaker. They'll open up their purse in a second, take care of the guy, be his gravy train, and they'll sit back with their hands behind their head on the sofa, feeling good for the woman taking care of them. What kind of man would be comfortable with a woman taking care of them? Oh well, that's a whole nother subject. I'll be talking about that for hours. All right. I'll be talking about that for hours, but each his own. Y'all go, girl. Y'all go out there and take care of those men. You go ahead. Have fun with that. Take them. Get them off our hands. All right. I'm going to show, we've been talking for a minute. I'm just going to show this clip with that interview. So, Melanie, if you want to stay here, I'm just going to show that one. I'm not going to show the one that was going to show here. I'm just going to show that interview. So
I'm actually going to jump off and let you finish your show, because when I come on, we end up talking about everything.
We sure do.
And your people come to hear you, not me.
So, but you're filling in the blanks,
I'll
girl.
be
You
here.
helping me out a lot. Because I'm like, I was getting lost, like so many things I just not getting. So basically, you said it was 2 days after that she called missing, and then that's when the interrogation and blah blah. Because I couldn't understand, Melanie. I couldn't understand. I was like, how you gonna tell me you gonna do a hard kid on me if I don't want to do it? But now, since you said
So
this,
by law they can.
You took it a whole nother direction.
Yeah. By law in Colorado, they can get a search warrant from a judge to force her to have that, because she's got evidence of her body that would help in the missing and endangered case for Gannon. They can't force her to have one for her. But in the end, the judge did not sign that warrant, that search warrant. So it's controversial how, the legality of strapping a woman down and doing an invasive exam. I would have sat on her chest for them if they needed help. I just tie her down and do it because a little boy's missing, but it is controversial.
Yeah, that's something. But thank you for filling in the gaps. I'm just going to show this other clip with this interview. I'm sorry, ladies and gentlemen, it's not the both clips, just this one clip. We just watch it. and I throw it in because I never did get a chance to watch the whole clip. So I'm going to show that clip, and then I'm going to let y'all go. And Melanie, thank you so much all the time coming up here and, filling in the gaps. Because, somebody else could be lost because I'm like lost. I think I'm just lost, Melanie, because I just can't believe it.
I think we're going to get some stuff this week. So real quick, the defense attorney made a comment that we were about halfway through the trial.
Oh, okay.
Okay. So if we're about halfway through the trial, that means that the state is about to rest their case.
Oh, wait a minute, but hold on. Before you leave, is the daughter going to come up there?
Oh, she's under subpoena. She's been subpoenaed, but they have both subpoenaed her. So here's what Colorado lawyers and the lady that's sitting in that courtroom are saying is we'll know within 5 minutes if she was given immunity for her testimony, because plain and simple, that daughter of hers has some liability. She's an accessory after the fact, and they can charge her. So, but you'll know as soon as she hits the stand, because the state will say, have you been offered immunity for your testimony? So if she's asked that, she's been offered immunity. If she's not asked that, she will likely at every question plead the fifth, because she's got legal culpability. So I don't think she killed Gannon or knew her mom was going to kill Gannon, but I think she knows her mom killed Gannon a lot sooner than she wants anybody to know.
Oh, so there's a possibility this week she might pop on?
Yeah. If we're truly reaching the halfway point of the whole entire case, but I think the battling psychologists are going to be days and days and days on the stand.
And we haven't got to that one, right? That's the thing.
Yeah.
I'm looking forward for the psychologist and the daughter getting on the stand. And hopefully I'll be working from home that day when the daughter goes on the stand, because I want to stream that one live. But then, wow, that's the main thing I want to see, that and the psychologist. So we'll see. And Chippy, thank you. Hugs and kisses to you, girl. Thank you. All right, we're gonna show this other clip, and then I'll let y'all go. And this was great talking up. You have a little girl talk, girl talk. And hopefully it's helpful to people. If you want to know more about it, feel free to email me, because I'm into coaching with dating, love, and relationships, toxic relationship. I heard them all. Either I've been there, done that, know that, or whatever. Heard them all, because be careful who you date, who you let in your life. Just be careful. All right. Oh, my cat is going crazy over here. All right, now let's get into this clip here. All right, what else did she says? Oh, Jane will have to remember that one. Okay. And thank you, Shimpy. Thank you for being here. Thank you. And thank you again, Melanie. Shout out to Melanie. Thank you for always coming up here giving us this scoop. Now let's get into this famous video interview. All right, hopefully it'll play right.
You are.
I am Letecia.
Okay, I'm going to keep this on normal speed for this one. And this is how long? It's 10 minutes. All right, let's get it, ladies and gentlemen.
You are.
I am Letecia Stauch, which is Gannon's stepmother.
You've been a part of the investigation since the very first time. You were the last person to see him. Is that right?
Correct.
What did you see when you last saw him?
Well, I'm not allowed to talk about anything with the case. I would more so be willing to talk about how the community needs to have faith and continue to work together and not make these false accusations, like the things that have been said that I've disappeared from the community. I haven't been there to help, but there's lots of reasons behind that.
Reasons like death threats, right?
Right. Death threats are one of them. My family's getting lots of death threats. We counted over 20 some death threats already. Two, my husband's ex-wife is living in our home. And of course, I'm not coming home to do these things and to help with the family when I was kind of like told I couldn't. And then many other things that happened with the El Paso County Police Department, and in doing the investigation, I was told I wasn't complying. And can I elaborate on that?
Please do.
Yes. So I asked for an attorney during the interview, and I was denied that by them. I was held because they were blocking the door, and I was told I couldn't leave, and that if I would have touched them, they would have probably, said I still wasn't complying, or said I was, trying to run away or something. But during the interview, I asked several times, could I stop the interview? Could I get an attorney? Could I stop the interview? Could I get an attorney? I was denied. I was told I couldn't get nothing to drink. I couldn't go to the bathroom. I mean, it was continuously that my constitutional rights were violated.
And that's why you say that they said then you weren't cooperating with the investigation.
That's why they said I wasn't cooperating at that time. Correct.
And why did you ask for an attorney at the time?
Well, I asked for an attorney at the time because there was one individual, there was two really good detectives. And so I'm not, going to talk bad about detectives, but the tactics they started to get when I would answer questions, they try to, they're detectives. They're supposed to twist. The one main goal is to find Gannon. But during that time, some of those things made me feel uncomfortable the way they were saying things. So I immediately stopped and felt like an attorney would help me with some of the vocabulary and things like that I needed help with and understanding some of the things that they were asking.
I'm going to shift gears to what has become a huge online presence of people obviously trying to do the right thing, help find Gannon. But at the same time, sometimes it just feels like rumor mongering. Have you seen any of those comments yourself?
We have. And see, that's one of the main things we haven't been around in the public eye because I didn't want to expose my family to it if all these things were going on. There was comments about Gannon getting pushed off the hike, and there was comments about this, and that's just not true. I took care of Gannon for the last 2 years in our home because his mother didn't want to do it. And I would never, ever hurt this child. And I know there's some.
Bingo, you heard what she said? Because the mother didn't want to do it. I really like to know more of that story. Is that the case? I don't know everything. Maybe the mother did. Or was the father, keeping the children away from the mother? Those cases do happen. Interesting. Let's get back to it.
Some questions out there about, okay, so tell me what happens. That's up to the investigations when they end up letting you guys know, but I've cooperated with them, even to the point that we were held with a gun, and my daughter, a 17-year-old who serves our country in the United States Air Force, who has never committed a crime or done anything wrong in her life, was put in handcuffs over the keys that was in her purse so they could take her car.
And they weren't in there?
They weren't even in her car. In her purse. And they were in my pocket.
You originally didn't even know it was the law enforcement officers?
I didn't know it was a law enforcement officer. It wasn't his fault. He was adjusting and happened to catch me. But I saw the gun and I panicked originally and kind of thought, oh gosh, I got who's this guy? And then once I realized it was the sheriff's office, I was totally okay. But they still had a gun and told me they were going to shoot me. But I was really concerned about my daughter, asking why she was being detained in handcuffs and things like that, when that shouldn't even happen for a child. That shouldn't happen for someone who was standing inside of a store shopping, because we couldn't have any clothes because all of our clothes were here. If we came here and got clothes, we would be harassed. So she went to purchase some underwear and things like that and was put in the handcuffs in the store, and then brought out with men with guns. And that's just not okay. They could have approached me and said, hi, I'm with Paso County. Can I please get this? Instead of the way that it happened.
I'm just going to check your chat. Doing great. I want to make sure that we're still good on recording. Still can hear you okay. Okay. Yeah. Sounds like we're good. Every once in a while, my mic will give out, and I want to make sure that's not going to happen here. Okay. I should try.
And another red flag. Why is her back turned? Yep, red flag, red flag. Let's get back to it. It's almost done, ladies and gentlemen. Almost done.
Clarify here, not necessarily crime rates, but the way that people are reacting online to rumors about you with the search.
Oh yes. Wow. The rumors have gotten so bad. I pretty much have been told at least 10 different ways that these people have these conspiracy theories. I guess they watch a lot of law shows and maybe they have all these theories on how Gannon is dead. And that's what they're saying. So I'm like, why are you saying Gannon is dead? He is not dead. We are going to find Gannon. And that's the main goal that we all have. My family has. Just because you haven't seen us, we have that same goal. We've been out searching. My aunt has been out searching. My family has been out searching. We all have been doing that together so that we could protect each other.
How does it feel when not only you have a lost child who you are in care of, but then people blaming you for that child not being there?
I'm just ready for Gannon to come home. Most importantly, for him to see his family. But second, I am going to be so ecstatic when I'm able to say to people that I hope they have a really sincere apology for all these theories that have came out online, for all the things they said that I have done or people have done. I just want everyone to know that we're going to find Gannon. And I love him so much. I've helped taking care of him for so long.
Can you talk to me a little bit about him? I don't know him.
Gannon is so kind, and he loves to play video games. That's one of his favorite things. He loves Sonic and Mario, and he's always helpful. And he was always so helpful with the dogs around the house. And we have 2 little cute dogs, and he was always like a person I could say, Gannon, can you go do this? And he would do it right away. Sometimes with kids we have to remind them and things like that, and that's okay. But he was so sweet and able to help anyone. He could notice when you're sick.
Rhonda, I don't understand your question. It really doesn't make sense to me. So I'm going to put you on timeout. So you can come back again and rephrase your question because I don't feel comfortable with it. Maybe it's just on my end. Maybe I'm misunderstanding you. I don't know. But I don't like clownness on here, okay? I take stuff very seriously, okay? This is a serious case, all right? So you can rephrase it after your timeout is out and, clear it up. And if I'm wrong, I don't have a problem apologizing. All right, let's get back to it.
And say, are you okay? And such a kind heart.
I know you just said that you can't say anything about the investigation, so you can just say so again if you can't answer this. But is there anything we can hear about the hike? Was there a hike? That just seems like rumors right now.
You know what? Could we bring my daughter up here? Because she can go and say that, she came home from work after the hike, and she can verify that Gannon was at our home.
Okay, yeah, that's fine with me. And if she doesn't want to, that's okay. But
Another thing I'd be curious about, her daughter's father. Were they married? What does he have to say about her? He probably got a lot to say about her, that she's a nutcase. All right, let's get back to it.
That's fine.
Okay so far?
Yes. I need Harley. Because they want you to verify was Gannon at home after the hike. Because you didn't go to the hike, but you came home from work.
Do you want me to just say yes?
No, just answer the question. Yes, you came home from work, and you can verify Gannon was at home. Yeah.
She said, what do you want me to say? Oh, not good. All right, Melanie said something. He is dead too, Donna. Oh. His name was, girl, you know all this stuff. Jeez, I can't with Melanie. I love it. His name was Chance Hunt. Died of a accidental overdose. Were they together when he died or not? Were they ever married? I wonder. Thank you for filling that in. Let's get back to it. I'm gonna rewind this just a pinch. I'm gonna rewind a little bit.
okay, yeah, that's fine with me. And if she doesn't want to, that's okay. But you're allowed to.
And it was at our home.
Okay, yeah, that's fine with me. And if she doesn't want to, that's okay. But you're allowed
That's
to
fine.
ask her. Okay so far?
Yes. I need Harley. Because they want you to verify was Gannon at home after the hike. Because you didn't go to the hike, but you came home from work.
Do you want me to just say yes?
No, just answer the question. Yes, you came home from work, and you can verify Gannon was at home. Yeah. I told her she didn't have to be too in depth because she is still, a child. But I want to make sure that someone knows that there's another person to verify that Gannon.
Sure.
Does she need to hold this?
No.
Yes, so I came home later that evening. I was at work, and I can verify that he was there that night.
So there was a hike that you guys went on, but then you guys came home.
Yes.
Where'd you guys go hiking?
Garden of the Gods.
I guess
And we ate burger afterwards, so,
There you go.
Yeah.
And then it just was, I'm gonna go to play at a friend's house. And then it was just, I'm off to go to play at a friend's house.
Unfortunately, I'm not able to like comment on that anymore. And for that reason is because some things have been turned and twisted. And, that was one of those stories you were talking about where people say things. We had to hear things like who would let their child go out at dark and things like that. And that's just why I don't want to answer that. If I had to give, I'm not going to say that part.
That's okay.
Never mind.
Right.
I could take that out.
I understand that it gets tricky with
Yeah.
legal stuff. Do you feel like I asked you what I need to? Do you feel like this is going to help kind of turn the tide of what feels like a witch hunt, in my opinion?
I hope. Am I on camera now?
You are still.
Okay. I think that a lot of people can see that I'm not missing and see that I am being cooperative. But to me, it's okay that they think those things because the way someone thinks about me, I don't have a problem with that. My main thing is I would never want someone to think that I would hurt Gannon or any of the children in our home because that's just not the case. I've spent my whole entire life working so hard in education. There was even things online that was talking about my education license and I shouldn't even be a teacher. And they just didn't know that. Like we moved on a military move and I didn't finish out my contract. So I gave up my license in that state. It had nothing to do with any criminal activity, or any of those things. And it just got blown out of proportion on my professional status, and
do you feel like these are just internet detectives who think they know what they're doing?
it definitely is. And, here's the thing that kind of saddens me. It's like, if you're going to talk about someone like that and have a witch hunt out for them, why would you even care about doing those things? Because this is a child. You're telling me that you're just as mean, you're just as hateful to talk about someone else like that. That's how I feel. Like we should all come together and wait until the end and see what happens because Gannon's going to come home.
Any message for Gannon?
The message for Gannon I have is, Gannon, when you get here, you'll be able to truly tell what happened. And then I really hope I get a sincere apology from everyone who has made all those things, especially from my husband. We just wanted to add a message to Gannon from my family, is that we love you and miss you. And we hope that you come home soon. And Gannon, I can't wait till you can come home and let everyone know that you're okay. We love you.
What a performance. What a performance. And the Oscar goes to Satan's daughter. And the crowd roars, yes. Oscar goes to you. Pure evil. Pure evil. No emotions. It was just all about her and her situation. That's all. Okay. Melody says something too. She lies like crazy. Yep, she's one of those type of people. I think she was lying since she was a little girl. Mama knows it. Daddy knows it. She was always a liar, fibber, always telling stories. I bet she doesn't have much friends because people like that lie a lot. They don't have much friends. They can't keep up for long. They can't. They can't. They really can't. You got both clips on that, Donna. Oh, so it was both. Oh, okay. That's the question she asked to redo. All right, so we did it. Okay, good. Shout out to this person. Oh, whose channel was this? I got it from. Oh my gosh! Oh my gosh! Oh my gosh! Oh my gosh! Hold a second. Let me see. The person channel is Earn in Wonderland. So they had this clip. Thank you for putting this clip out to you. Shout out, and I forgot to hit a like. Lord have mercy. But I just hit the like now. Thank you. All right, so ladies and gentlemen, I'm going to end it here. That's just it. I'm not going to hold you up much. I want to do only 2 hours today. So with the clips, and like I said, next Sunday we're gonna do it again, and next Sunday I'm gonna Hold a second. I'm doing wrong. Oh, next Sunday I will show clips of, the clips of the week of week 3. Yeah, that'll be week 3. So next Sunday. And if I'm, working from home during the week, I will, stream it during the daytime. So hopefully I want to definitely stream the time that the daughter's on the stand. But if not, if you do come on the stand, I'll do it that evening time and hopefully get the clip of it because I really want to see it. And Shimpy, have a great evening to you. Everybody has a great evening and a blessed one. Thank you for being here. And you know what? Today, let's have a moment of silence for this angel. Yep, let's have a moment of silence, ladies and gentlemen. All right. He didn't ask to be born. He didn't ask to be born. And he did not have to go through what he did, what he went through. This woman is a pure monster. And I'm sorry. These are all my thoughts and opinions, sir. You didn't see the signs. I'm not saying that you wanted your child to die. Nothing like that. I'm not saying that. But as us parents, we're supposed to protect our children. And you didn't see that it was something off about her, or you was too caught with the big butt and the smile and the breasts or whatever sexual things, or you were so busy with work, whatever it was. But as us parents, we have to sit back and we have to protect our children because this is all they have is us. So your decision making of who you was dating, look what happened. Not saying it's your fault, but I'm just saying as parents, we have to be more responsible and more aware. Yes, we are entitled to have happiness in dating and meet somebody because I would never say that don't get into another relationship. That's one thing in my coaching I always say is like when I coach people that just got out of a bad relationship and they like, oh, Donna, I don't want to date again. I'm so nervous and stuff. I'm like, no, get your grit and out there and start dating again. Learn from that experience and just make, wiser choices. But you should have yourself a good time and enjoy yourself and date again. Because believe me, that person that you was with, you think they're not out there dating again? Or you think they sit around here boohoo missing you? I don't think so. They're not. All right. So, but just be smart who you be with. But so many people is just, they dating thirsty instead of dating smart. And unfortunately, our kids at times will be the ones who will end up paying for it. Yeah, I said it. All right. So, like I said, if you want to get a hold of me for coaching or you have any views requests, my email is in the description. Feel free at the end if you'd like to share your thoughts and opinions. Tell me what you think. Everything is our thoughts and opinions. And Melanie, and thank you so much for coming up here. And if you want to pop up again next Sunday, give us your thoughts again. During the week, feel free. But right now we're gonna have a moment of silence. All right, moment of silence for this angel. Moment of silence.